If you're looking for the very best Jordan Peele movies of all time, you're in the right place. What's up, everybody? Your friendly neighborhood Tony, and before we get started, I want to be very clear. These are not my favorite Jordan Peele movies or the highest grossing Jordan Peele movies or anything like that. Instead, through the power of the internet and with some very basic math, I've sorted out which movies are ranked the highest by both fans and critics the world over and sorted them by average score. So, if you like Jordan Peele and you're looking for some recommendations, I got you. If that sounds good, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing or at least just click that little like button. It really does make a world of difference. All right, without further ado, let's get started with number 5. And that movie is the 2016 buddy action comedy Keanu. Now, full disclosure, Jordan Peele did not direct this movie, but he did write it, produce it, and star in it. And he's only actually directed 3 movies, so we're counting it. Keanu was directed by Peter Atencio, who also directed every episode of the Key and Peele series, and who will be directing the upcoming comedy The Machine, which is based on the life of comedian Bert Kreischer. Keanu stars Key and Peele in their very first feature film together. In the movie, they play 2 cousins who have to infiltrate a gang in order to save their stolen kitten Keanu. In addition to Key and Peele, Keanu stars Method Man, Tiffany Haddish, Luis Guzman, and Will Forte, all of which are very funny in their roles. I don't know if I'd say that Keanu was a box office bomb per se, but it definitely didn't make its budget back. The movie did receive generally positive reviews. Far from perfect, most fans and critics agreed that it hit more than it missed. Overall, a funny enough way to spend an hour and a half. I did genuinely enjoy Keanu. There are some moments in the movie that had me cracking up with laughter or cringing from secondhand embarrassment. I would be lying though if I said it was all unique. If you've seen 21 or 22 Jump Street, this movie is wildly similar. Like, straight up, certain plot points and certain scenes are ripped right out of those movies. I don't think Keanu is streaming anywhere right now for free, but I'll go ahead and link the Blu-ray in the description box below. Also, these are now officially affiliate links, so if you're looking for a super easy way to help me out, definitely use them. It doesn't cost you anything, and Amazon gives me a little kickback even if you end up buying something totally random instead, as long as you click on the link first. A win-win. All right, next up on the list, coming in at number 4, is the 2021 supernatural slasher Candyman. Candyman is the other movie on this list that wasn't actually directed by Jordan Peele. Oddly enough, those two are ranked the lowest. Take from that what you will. Instead, he wrote and produced the movie. Candyman was directed by Nia DaCosta, who is also directing the upcoming The Marvels movie. Candyman is a sequel to the 1992 film of the same name, so you might benefit from watching the first, although I wouldn't say you have to in order to follow what's happening in this one. In this movie, an artist, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who was Mantis in Aquaman and played Lupita's dad in Us, well, he begins to explore the history of the Candyman in the Cabrini Green projects of Chicago, and, well, things go very bad very fast. In addition to Yahya, Candyman stars Teyonah Parris, who, funnily enough, also plays Monica Rambeau in WandaVision and the upcoming The Marvels. There's also Coleman Domingo, and of course, Tony Todd from the original movie. Candyman did really well at the box office, and in fact, would mark the first time a black female director's film finished number 1 at the box office, which is pretty dope. The movie received mostly positive reviews, a number of critics praising how it expanded the franchise in really compelling ways, and honestly, just how unnerving it was. I'm not generally a big fan of horror movies, but man, this movie was effective in giving me the heebie-jeebies. It also avoids certain traps that bad horror movies always fall into. It doesn't show you everything. It's kind of like Jaws or the original Alien, where what you don't see is often much scarier than just showing off a bunch of heads getting chopped off. Candyman is currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video, so if you're looking for a spooky late night flick, you can check it out there. Otherwise, I'll link the Blu-ray below. It's available on 4K and is definitely worth the upgrade in my opinion, if you're an audio-video freak like me. Coming in at number 3 is the 2019 psychological horror film Us. Okay, now we're getting into the 3 movies that Jordan Peele himself actually directed. Of course, he also wrote and produced Us. Us follows Lupita Nyong'o and her husband, played by Winston Duke, as well as their 2 kids, as they go on a vacation to the family beachfront home. From there, things get wild when their doppelgangers appear and begin to terrorize them. In addition to Lupita and Winston, the kids are played by Shahadi Wright Joseph, who was also the voice of young Nala in the 2019 Lion King, and Evan Alex, who hasn't been in much, but is definitely a star in the making. Both of these kids were phenomenal. You also have a few scenes with Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale and Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric fame. Us was massively successful at the box office and was nominated for some crazy number of awards, but oddly no Oscars, which is weird. Being Jordan Peele's second film as a director, there was some worry that it would suffer from the dreaded sophomore slump, and although most people agreed that Us was not quite as good as his first film, it was still almost universally praised. My only real gripe with the movie is I felt they could have left the ending a little more open to interpretation. They built all this intrigue and raised certain questions, but then just told you the answer at the end. I feel like Us would be talked about so much more if we never actually knew the answer to certain questions. We'd be debating it for years to come. All that being said, that's really the only issue I could dig up. It's a fantastic movie, and I absolutely recommend it. It's not currently streaming anywhere for free, but I'll link the Blu-ray below. This is another one that I recommend getting on 4K though. It definitely is an uptick in image quality, but more specifically the audio, especially if you have an Atmos setup, makes it absolutely worth the upgrade. All right, we are almost done. Coming in at number 2 is Jordan Peele's latest outing, the 2022 sci-fi horror movie Nope. Nope is written, directed, and produced by Jordan Peele, because why not, I guess, when you're that ridiculously talented. Nope takes place on the first Black Run horse ranch in California, where two siblings discover something otherworldly in the skies above. Nope stars Daniel Kaluuya, who, I can't even. The sky is the limit for him as an actor. There's also Keke Palmer, who I absolutely love in her role. Kaluuya and Palmer play the two siblings running the ranch, and they're joined by Brandon Perea, who I didn't know prior to this, but did a great job in his role. And Michael Wincott, who is an old school legend in Hollywood. It's kind of crazy to see him back in the spotlight. You also have Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead and Keith frickin' David. Honestly, an amazing cast. Nope is currently in theaters, so it's hard to say exactly how successful it will be financially or as far as awards are concerned, but the reviews have been largely positive, and it's already projected to make almost its entire budget back in the opening weekend. So things are looking up. Okay, that's a bad joke. I posted a quick 60-second review for Nope the other day, and although I did really enjoy it, I have a couple of gripes. For one, it felt a bit too long for me. I really feel like if they shaved off some specific scenes and went with a tight 90 to 100 minutes, it would have been much better for it. Also, I'm not going to say what exactly, but it is definitely derivative of a couple very specific movies. So I'm not really going to hold that against it. I just feel like I have to say, if you're a movie buff like I am, some things are going to be very familiar. Either way, I definitely recommend checking out Nope in theaters if you have a chance. It really is a good time and will spark some conversation if you watch it with a friend. Okay, before we get to the very best Jordan Peele movie of all time, if you have enjoyed this video, do me a solid, hit the little like button. It actually does make a world of difference. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. Coming in at number 1 is Jordan Peele's debut feature film, the 2017 horror thriller Get Out. Written, directed, and produced by Jordan Peele, Get Out follows a young African-American male, played by Daniel Kaluuya, as he visits his white girlfriend's parents for the weekend. It sounds simple, but things start to get stranger and stranger from there. Get Out also stars Allison Williams as Kaluuya's girlfriend. Caleb Landry Jones plays her brother. He also played Banshee in X-Men First Class. You've got Bradley Whitford and Catherine Keener playing the girlfriend's parents, and I love me some Catherine Keener. And everyone's favorite character, Kaluuya's best friend in the movie, played by Lil Ray Howery. He was also actually Buddy in Free Guy, and how can you not love this guy? I want him to be my friend. Get Out was monstrously successful, and honestly, what a way to kick off a directing career. It doesn't get much better than that. It made an ungodly amount of money on a very slim budget and was nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, which never happens for horror movies, winning for Best Original Screenplay. Honestly, I'm a nitpicky kind of guy when it comes to movies, but Get Out was just flawless. And also, as a young brown man who has had to sit in on some dinners with wealthy, white, subtly racist families, highly relatable. There's an alternate ending that was filmed and a number of deleted scenes, and this is one of those rare instances where they cut exactly what they should have cut. It's perfect just the way it is. I recommend checking out Get Out without reservation. You have to see this movie. It's not streaming anywhere for free right now, unfortunately, but I'll link the Blu-ray below. Well, that's it, my dude. I hope you found some cool movies to check out in this video. If you have any recommendations for lists you'd like me to put together, definitely let me know in the comments below. I also have another ranking video ready to go for you to check out. You can click right here to jump into the top 5 Taika Waititi movies of all time. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. All right. Be good.